The My Hero Academia fandom has a scaling problem. They look at All Might punching through city blocks and call him planetary. They watch Star and Stripe wrestle missiles from the sky and claim she's continental. They see Shigaraki decay entire cities and genuinely believe he's a god-tier threat in cross-universe matchups. Let me show you what god-tier actually looks like. Camino Ward, All Might's final stand. His fist connects with All for One's face, and the shockwave doesn't just travel, it detonates. Buildings 3 blocks away buckle inward like crushed soda cans. Glass explodes from every window in a 15-block radius. The air itself screams. When the dust clears, there's a crater 800 meters across, carved through reinforced concrete and steel infrastructure. People in neighboring cities feel their windows rattle. The impact registers on seismographs, 57 megatons of TNT equivalent, city-level destruction. The absolute peak of what My Hero Academia's strongest human can accomplish while literally destroying his own body in the process. And this is where the hero ranking system starts to collapse, because in Dragon Ball, Master Roshi, a perverted old man who gets winded walking upstairs, pointed at the moon and fired. The Kamehameha beam cut through the atmosphere like a searchlight made of white fire, 2,400 miles straight up. The moon didn't crack, didn't shatter, it evaporated. One frame it existed. Next frame there's a white dust cloud where Earth's satellite used to be. He did this because his student turned into a giant monkey, and Roshi needed to solve that problem immediately. Roshi, the comic relief character, Moonbuster. Raditz, the weakest Saiyan ever shown, so pathetic his own people exiled him to conquer Earth solo. Obliterated a mountain range with one finger beam. Casual. No charge time. Mid-conversation. That same Raditz tanked Piccolo's special beam cannon, an attack that drilled through both him and Goku, leaving an exit wound visible from low orbit. The beam didn't slow down after penetrating 2 bodies. It kept going, punched a hole through the cloud layer. Every single Z fighter surpassed moon-busting capacity before the Namek saga. That's not the ceiling. That's the entry fee. And the math gets embarrassing. All Might's ultimate attack, the one that crippled him permanently, measures at city level. Goku surpassed that fighting King Piccolo, age 15. 3 years before, he understood key control as a trainable skill. The Kamehameha he fired to finish that fight carved a canyon through the landscape that redirected a river system. Geologists would find that scar 300 years later. MHA fans calculate Star and Stripe's giant avatar at mountain-level output and genuinely believe she belongs in conversations with Saiyan Saga characters. They see Shigaraki's decay spread across Jakku City and think that's comparable to planetary threats. But durability is worse. Forget Ultra Instinct. Forget Super Saiyan God. Forget every transformation that turns Goku's hair a different color and makes the fanbase argue about multiplier mathematics. Base Goku, no power-ups, no Kaioken, just the version of him that wakes up hungry and eats 47 bowls of rice before noon. Already shatters every assumption the Hero Public Safety Commission has about how power works. Episode 1. Goku's 12 years old, never seen another human, raised by a talking turtle hermit who taught him to punch good and nothing else. Bulma steps out of her car, pulls a pistol, aims at his forehead from 3 feet away, and fires. The bullet hits. Dead center. Point-blank range. It bounces off, not deflected by some quirk activation, not stopped by a force field. The lead projectile makes contact with a 12-year-old's skull and ricochets into the dirt like someone threw a pebble at a boulder. Goku blinks, rubs his forehead, complains it stings, keeps talking like she flicked him. 12 years old. Before any formal training, before he understood Ki existed as a concept he could manipulate, his body was just built different. Saiyan biology made him bulletproof the same way human biology makes us resistant to paper cuts. And this is before we talk about speed. Fast forward to the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Goku versus Piccolo Jr., the reincarnation of the Demon King who nearly ended the world 3 years prior. The referee rings the bell. They vanish. Not move fast, vanish. The tournament announcer loses them immediately. His eyes can't track the movement. The cameras can't capture individual frames. The audience sees blurs and afterimages. When fists connect, the stone ring cracks in spiderweb patterns from air pressure alone. No contact, just proximity. Piccolo fires a mouth beam that erases a section of stadium seating. Doesn't damage it, erases it. Concrete and steel converted to superheated particles that used to be matter. The beam's already moving faster than sound based on the delayed thunder crack that follows, and Goku's eyes track it. His body shifts mid-air. 3 meters left. The attack passes through empty space where his chest was 1/10 of a second ago. Pure reaction speed. No prediction. No precognition quirk. He saw the attack after it launched and moved faster than it could travel. But wait until you see what the ranking system does with this. That's base form Goku. No glowing aura. No screaming power-up sequence. The version of him that's actively holding back so he doesn't accidentally kill his tournament opponent and get disqualified from what's essentially a nationally televised sports competition for prize money. Calculate what My Hero Academia's fastest character accomplishes. Star and Stripe intercepts hypersonic missiles, roughly Mach 7, maybe Mach 10 if you're generous with the anime's physics interpretation. She's faster than the eye can follow, can react to threats, moving thousands of meters per second. Top point. 1% of her entire universe's speed scaling. Goku was dodging lightning bolts when he was 8, not aim dodging, not predicting where Roshi would fire, and moving preemptively. Reacting after the bolt left his master's hand. Lightning travels at 200,000 miles per hour. Convert that. Mach 258 minimum reaction speed. And Goku accomplished this while dragging a turtle shell weighing 40 pounds on his back because Roshi's training philosophy involved being constantly exhausted, so your body adapts to operating under strain. MHA's absolute speed ceiling is what Dragon Ball Goku achieved before puberty, and the Hero Commission would have no idea how to classify him. The Hero Public Safety Commission judges heroes on 3 metrics: mission success rate, collateral damage control, and public approval. Goku would shatter all 3 measurements in opposite directions simultaneously. Mission success rate? 100%. Goku has never lost a fight that mattered. Ever. When the fate of Earth hangs in the balance, he wins. When Universe 7 faces erasure in the Tournament of Power, he wins. When gods show up to destroy planets for fun, Goku either befriends them or beats them unconscious. The Commission's database wouldn't know how to process a perfect record. But collateral damage? Namek exploded. The entire planet. Not from Frieza's attack, from Goku extending the fight. He could have ended it in 3 minutes with Kaioken times 20. Instead, he wanted to test Super Saiyan. Wanted to see how strong he'd gotten. Wanted the challenge. While they fought, Namek's core destabilized. 5 minutes until detonation became 119 episodes of punching. The planet didn't just explode, it ceased to exist as a celestial body, turned into an asteroid field, and scattered debris. King Kai's planet, a sacred training ground the size of a small moon, cracked in half when Goku transformed into Super Saiyan 3. He didn't punch anything, didn't fire a blast. The transformation shockwave alone split the ground beneath his feet. King Kai, the literal god who owned that planet, stood there watching his home break and couldn't do anything except yell at Goku to power down before the whole thing disintegrated. The Tournament of Power? Goku convinced the Omni King to host a multiversal battle royale. The stakes: losing universes get erased from existence. Every living thing in 8 universes would have blinked out of reality if Universe 7 lost. Trillions of lives, quadrillions, numbers so large they stop meaning anything. And Goku suggested this tournament as a fun idea. Compare that to Endeavor. The #1 hero dropped in public rankings because his family drama went public, because civilians didn't like his attitude, because he caused too much property damage stopping villains who would have caused worse damage if left unchecked. Goku almost erased the concept of existence itself and would probably apologize by offering to buy everyone dinner. The Commission measures heroes on property preservation. Goku destroys planets during sparring sessions. These aren't compatible evaluation systems, and yet somehow Goku would still break straight to #1 because the 3rd metric is public approval, and the moment civilians watch him stop all for one with one hand, the rankings wouldn't matter anymore. The Provisional Hero License exam tests 2 capabilities: rescue operation efficiency and combat restraint during crisis scenarios. Candidates face destroyed cityscapes filled with injured civilians and hostiles designated as threats. Pass conditions require saving civilians without excessive force and neutralizing enemies without killing them. Goku would accidentally vaporize the entire testing facility before the proctor finished explaining the rules. Picture the exam arena. Fake city, collapsing buildings, trained actors playing wounded civilians screaming for help. Other examinees, kids who've spent their entire lives training quirks, strategizing about optimal rescue paths and non-lethal takedowns. The buzzer sounds. Goku moves, not runs, moves. One frame he's at the starting line. Next frame, every single civilian is standing safely outside the disaster zone. Elapsed time, 0.4 seconds. The examinees haven't processed the buzzer yet. Their brains are still converting the sound into the concept of start. Goku's already finished the rescue portion. 37 people extracted from burning buildings, collapsed subway tunnels, and overturned vehicles. None of them felt the movement. They blinked, and the scenery changed. The proctors are staring at empty monitors. The tracking cameras couldn't follow him. The footage shows motion blur, and then vacant streets. But combat restraint is where everything breaks, because Goku doesn't understand holding back the way the exam requires. His version of restraint is not trying to kill you. That's the lowest setting. When he fought Cell, a bio-android who could regenerate from a single cell and absorb energy attacks, Goku's casual warm-up punches cratered the tournament ring 20 meters deep. The shockwaves shattered mountains visible on the horizon. He wasn't angry, wasn't going full power, just testing Cell's durability with light jabs. Light jabs that registered on the Richter scale. Translation: if Goku throws a punch at 0.0001%, because this is a licensing exam and I shouldn't hurt anyone, the kinetic energy transfer would still liquefy a normal human's skeletal structure, even if he grazed them, even if he pulled it at the last microsecond. The gap between Goku's minimum output and what a human body can survive doesn't exist on the same measurement scale. So picture this: perfect rescue score. Every civilian saved before anyone else moved. Combat targets neutralized instantly. 0 casualties. And a smoking crater where the exam arena used to be. The Hero Public Safety Commission would stare at the results for 6 hours, trying to decide whether this counts as passing or terrorism. All the metrics say perfect score. The destruction says villain attack, and Goku would be confused why everyone's upset because nobody died. The real problem isn't that Goku ranks number 1. The problem is what happens after. Day 1 of Goku's hero career. Villain. Attacks downtown Musutafu. Doesn't matter who. Pick any threat the MHA universe considers dangerous. Muscular, Gigantomachia, even Prime, all for one, with every stolen quirk activated simultaneously. Goku's eating ramen 4 miles away. Here's the explosion. Looks up, puts down his chopsticks, actually puts them down this time instead of bringing the bowl with him, and vanishes. The villain's mid-monologue, explaining his tragic backstory or his ideology or why society failed him. Standard villain behavior. He doesn't get to finish the sentence. Goku's fist is already in his stomach. Not through. In. The impact folds the villain in half, like a lawn chair. His eyes roll back. He's unconscious before his body starts moving backward. The shockwave shatters every window in a 3-block radius. Elapsed time from attack, start to neutralization, 4 seconds. Endeavor was 12 minutes away. Hawks was 17 minutes out. By the time pro heroes arrive on scene, Goku's already back at the ramen shop asking if his bowl's still warm. This happens again the next day, and the day after, and the day after that. Every major villain threat the Hero Commission has been strategizing around for months gets solved in single-digit seconds. The Paranormal Liberation Front? Gone. Shigaraki's carefully constructed army? Unconscious. That coordinated attack involving 16 villain groups across 5 cities simultaneously. Goku asks if he's allowed to make copies of himself because that seems more efficient. And the hero economy collapses. Not gradually, immediately. Because My Hero Academia's entire societal structure is built on the concept that heroes are necessary, that villains require organized response teams, that rankings matter because different heroes handle different threat levels. The number 1 hero symbolizes that even the strongest threats can be stopped with enough training and determination. Goku doesn't stop threats. He accidentally proves threats don't exist anymore. Sidekicks lose jobs. Agencies close. Why hire 20 heroes when one alien does the work of every hero combined before lunchtime? Equipment manufacturers go bankrupt. Support companies that built specialized gear for specific quirk matchups. Watch their stocks crater. The entire infrastructure built around hero work, the schools, the licensing, the rankings, the merchandise, the insurance policies, becomes obsolete because you can't have a symbol of peace when peace is one person who might leave tomorrow to go train on another planet because he's bored. The Hero Public Safety Commission's ranking algorithm breaks down like this. Mission success rate weighted at 35%, public approval at 30%, resolved incidents at 20%, collateral damage control at 15%. Feed those metrics into a database, generate rankings, update quarterly. The system worked for decades because it measured heroes who operated within predictable parameters. Goku operates in no parameters. Mission success rate, 100%. The algorithm flags this as a data error, runs the calculation again. Still 100%. No hero in commission history has a perfect record. The system assumes the input is corrupted, but the missions are documented, verified, witnessed by thousands, all for one, neutralized in 4 seconds. Gigantomachia incapacitated before he finished standing up. That Nomu facility everyone thought would take a coordinated strike from the top 10 heroes? Goku walked in during his lunch break and walked out wiping dust off his GI. Public approval rating, unmeasurable. The polls don't have a ceiling high enough. Civilians aren't just grateful, they're worshipful. He's not a hero. He's a myth that does autographs. Every appearance creates gridlock. His face on merchandise outsells All Might's legacy products 47-1 in the first month. Collateral damage, catastrophic. 38 city blocks require reconstruction after Goku gently subdued a villain who could harden his skin. The rebuilding costs exceed the entire Hero Commission annual budget. Infrastructure damage tallies reach numbers usually reserved for natural disasters. The algorithm tries to average these inputs. The math catches fire, because how do you rank someone who succeeds perfectly while destroying everything and somehow makes the public love him more for it? The weighting system collapses. Success and destruction aren't supposed to coexist at maximum values simultaneously. The Commission's database spits out error codes. The ranking board displays null, where Goku's position should appear, so they manually assign him number 1. What else can they do? Endeavor stares at the updated rankings, sees his name at number 2, doesn't contest it, can't contest it. He watched Goku stop a threat Endeavor needed 18 minutes, and full prominence burn to hand. Goku used his pinky finger, flicked the villain's forehead. The sonic boom shattered Endeavor's eardrums from 200 meters away. Hawks dropped to number 3, Mirko to 4, Best Jeanist to 5. Everyone shifts down 1 position. Their numbers don't change. Their capabilities didn't decrease. They're exactly as competent as yesterday. But Goku's existence recalibrated what number 1 means, and the gap between first and second place isn't measurable anymore. It's astronomical. Goku wins by breaking the game board, not through villainy, not through corruption, through the simple fact that his existence operates on a different scale than what the Hero Public Safety Commission was designed to measure. The ranking system evaluates humans with genetic mutations who punch slightly harder or run slightly faster than baseline. Goku casually achieves what their universe considers physically impossible before breakfast. 3 things make this inevitable. First, power gap. Base Goku, without transformations, eclipses MHA's absolute peak, the way a hurricane eclipses a desk fan. Second, the biology problem. Saiyan durability means their testing can't measure his limits because their equipment breaks first. Third, the conceptual mismatch. MHA ranks heroes on damage control. Dragonball characters treat planets as expendable training equipment. The uncomfortable truth? Goku doesn't just rank number 1. He makes the concept of rankings pointless. When one person solves every threat before others arrive on scene, you don't have a hero ranking system anymore. You have Goku, and then you have everyone else waiting to see if he's busy. Think any MHA character survives a fight with King Piccolo Saga Goku? Prove it. Show me the feats. Use manga panels. Not headcanon. Not, but their quirk could theoretically. Evidence. Drop your answer below. Change my mind.